you want to see a top-down analysis for Bitcoin so you're not stuck in the small time frames, worried about the 1 minute and the 5 minute time frame getting wrecked, you want to zoom out and look at the liquidity that's coming in and out of the NASDAQ, the S&P, gold, ETH, Bitcoin, and more, jump on in with me. Let's take a nice, calm, zoomed-out analysis of the markets so you have a better understanding of what's happening every week. I do this every single Friday. Let's have some fun. My name's Sam Price. I've been trading for over 20 years. Let's have a blast together. Let's do this. So first thing we're going to look at is BTC. We're going to delete everything, kind of look at it on the weekly, look at our bigger levels, and zoom on in. So Bitcoin looked like it was going to struggle. We had this topping out, and people got a little bearish, said it could go lower. And there's talks of a 618 being flipped, being brought back, going down to down here to the 618 and the 0.65, which is the golden pocket on the Fibonacci retracement. People are getting some bearish tones here. But then, just as this week began, we started to get a bounce. We bounced all week, and we'd be looking for this week to close a tweezer bottom, which means both of these candles close together with wicks coming from the downside, right? That's a bullish sign that we could be getting something of this nature, like an ascending triangle on the weekly, another green candle, and then we start going sideways, and then the bigger picture would be an algorithmic move from this wick to that wick. And this would place Bitcoin at about $144,000, $145,000. And let me kind of adjust the trajectory. And that could be somewhere by November, the end of November, December 8th. So, yeah, this is still intact here if we hold 114. We close below 114, you got to start thinking we're going back down to 108. $109,000 level. So it's really key that we close this candle green on Sunday night, and it's key that we follow it up with another green candle. If this candle turns green, but we follow it up with a red, no go, because it's more likely we're going to be in this falling wedge now and headed to the 618 Fibonacci retracement. We really want 114 to hold. We want to get the bounce. So that's what you're looking for the week ahead. And that's kind of your key analysis here for Bitcoin. You close a weekly candle below 114, you got to start thinking you're coming down to 109. You close this candle here, your next candle must be really, you want a green candle there. Back up to liquidity. You want to get rejected by 119.5, 120. Then you want to come back down for that next week, 115. Play that game for a couple weeks. And then somewhere by September 22nd, when the rate cuts are coming, we get the big boom to the upside for Bitcoin, and we kind of get our next big leg. And that would make perfect sense for the move. So that's what we're looking for. Let's take a look at the total market cap in all of cryptocurrency. We call it total. We're going to look at this similar idea, and you can see we're in this rising wedge here for total, and we want to see this rising wedge break out and make a bigger move up to 585. So this is the key level that we're looking at here for total, and it's really crucial we hold this trend line. We close a weekly candle below this trend line, 3.5 trillion, and it's likely we come down and tussle with this level here, which is going to be about $3.37 trillion. And then we could fall out of this pattern. And when you lose a rising wedge, the bottom trend line, you can drop all the way back down to the bottom of the pattern right down there. So we do not want to see this. We want to see just a couple more weeks and a bigger breakout for total. So this looks like we could see a bigger move. You don't know, but a little bit more. And it could take it could be about 4 more weeks, just similar to Bitcoin. And then boom, we start to explode somewhere there, even in September, a little earlier there for total. So that's what we want to see. We want to see that rising wedge stay intact. If we lose that bottom trend line, that's not going to be a bullish sign. This is all the altcoins, and they broke out of this long-term trend line, right? They'd been resistance by it since December of 2024, about a year long, right? Now we're back out of a year, almost a year, but we're back out of it now, booming to the upside. 6 months later, this kind of inverted head and shoulder. We broke the trend line, and now we're starting to get pretty tight. I look at it on like the 3-day chart. And it's a similar idea for Bitcoin. We're just looking for, 6, maybe even 12 more days. 2 to 4 more 3-day candles. And it looks like the altcoins could be ready to rip by like August 17th. So this is all the altcoins, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. They're looking pretty bullish. And they're looking like they may want to start to consolidate here and get a bigger move to the upside. So I like what I'm seeing. Might have a little bit of a pullback, maybe, but we're looking for about, I'd say, somewhere between 6 and 10 days more of consolidation before we get a massive move in the altcoins. Like we're here next week, and let's see, because we'll do this analysis here on the 8th. So next time I'm here will be the 15th of August. So we're looking for the 15th just to probably have a candle here and be bouncing back up. Nothing crazy right, next week. Now we're going to take a look at gold. Gold's been looking quite interesting the last few weeks, and to me, it looks like it's going to break out pretty nice. Says there's a pullback coming back, possibly back to the lower trend line there, which is fine. But for the most part, gold looks very, very bullish to me. Looked like it kind of fell out of the pattern, got back inside on the 3-day chart. So I show you gold here, it looks good. When I show you gold on the weekly, it looks even better. So gold really looking like it's about to do some type of big parabolic move here and break out. That measured move for gold on the weekly takes it to $3,800 an ounce. And that says it can get there somewhere by November 10th. So gold looking very bullish to me. And I could see a continuation for gold, specifically oversold on the weekly. And then you can see it's more of like an ascending triangle here on the daily, right? Which is a very bullish pattern. So look for just some consolidation as we end out the summer. And then just like everything else, September 13th or 14th, I mean, it's all lining up for the DXY to fall and for these rate cuts to come and for to continue to get a bounce here. So this is really interesting gold. Looking like it could bounce to $3,800 an ounce somewhere by November 7th. Then we look at ETHBTC and we look at ETH Bitcoin. This is an important metric to make sure that the altcoins are still on track to pump, and they are. This is a shoulder ahead, a tiny little right shoulder. It got tight. It broke out. Stochastics want to rip. MACD says yes. ETH Bitcoin looking great. It broke this support, resistance, which is now support. I see this thing continuing to moon to 399 and 4,173 sats. This is very bullish for the altcoins. All right. This is very, very bullish. Then we want to look at the S&P futures just to kind of get a look at the bigger market. I told you last week when we talked about it, we would be bouncing and going sideways. That's what's happening. Look for this flag to continue sideways and to pump. This morning, I even put a call out for the NASDAQ that played out in my trading group. If you want to see it, if you want to join my group, I give out NASDAQ calls. Here's my NASDAQ call this morning at about 4:30 in the morning. That was the entry there at about 23,557. People only need a few pips. I know how y'all roll on the NASDAQ. It went to 23,678 and almost higher. So a little higher than that and still holding gains. The NASDAQ with the pump did not get stopped out and continued to do damage. So NASDAQ calls. Let's take a look at the NQ as we pivot off that S&P. And this is the same thing. I'm looking for this to kind of probably come down. We don't know exactly what it's going to do. It might be even a little tighter, but I'm looking for consolidation for the NASDAQ. And so far it's bounced, showing me that it wants to make the flag more than it wanted to make the falling wedge. And so all is right for the NASDAQ. I see this thing continuing to break out, and I wouldn't be surprised if somewhere by October 28th, the NASDAQ is 27,400 at a new all-time high. And that basically takes you through all the ups and downs. The last thing I want to look at is Bitcoin dominance, Tether dominance, and the DXY. We gave you this bear flag, said Bitcoin dominance likely to continue down. This is what we want to see for alt season and for the whole market to really erupt. We need everyone to get into all these coins, not just the Bitcoin. It's looking really good that we're going to get this move. I like that for Bitcoin dominance. When Bitcoin dominance is falling, you want to also make sure that Tether dominance is following. That's how you know money is flowing into the altcoins. And right now today, a little stutter step, but so far so good. You can see the bear flag did fall down, and it can go a little bit sideways, but I just want to see this momentum continue to the downside. What I'm looking for here is, look, shoulder, head, a little bit of a right shoulder for a move further down on the DXY, on the US Tether dominance. Now we're going to move to the DXY. They're almost similar. They're not exactly the same, but they're very similar. And here we are looking again for a similar behavior. We're in a bear flag that I'd like to see go further to the downside. And I'm looking for the right shoulder yet again. So it looks like we may get a little pullback in all coins, maybe tomorrow, like this. That's going to be, and then boom, boom, and then boom. We start to fall down further to the target in the bear flag for the DXY. And everything's setting up for a beautiful pump. October, November, you know what I mean? It's all kind of looking good for the metrics. Everybody, thank you so much for watching this awesome top-down analysis. I hope you had fun watching it. I had fun doing it. If you like this type of technical analysis, know I go live every single day, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time, and Saturday and Sunday nights at 8 p.m. I also do an impromptu live stream on Saturday and Sunday mornings to show you, because every single day inside the Discord, I'm doing a video update at morning and at night on Bitcoin to show us kind of where the market's likely going, as well as I'm giving you all of my calls for Bitcoin, everything that I'm seeing, all my altcoins. I just recently gave a beautiful call for XRP. And say you were to jump into my Discord, what I want to show you is, like, say you just learned, you took my class, like I teach a class the last Saturday of every month. So say you took the class, in that 3-hour class, you started learning bolt flags and understanding a bit of the TA. Then I update you on Discord and I show you XRP here in this beautiful flag. The entry was 304, the stop loss below 299, and the target was 330, right? Bolt flag's likely to break out to the upside. That's at 210. And then here you go. Basically at 631, this thing would rip, eventually hit the target too, never hit the stop loss. Beautiful trade. Nice, done with proper risk management. And this is why people like the trading group. So join the Discord if you want to find out more at cryptolifer.com as well. And you can find out how we made gains like that XRP trade. Everybody, thank you so much for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you can find out when I post my next video. I can't wait to see you on the next live stream. Thank you.